I saw my husband, but from the future. I think, posted by Heckaroony1288. I live in a very small town. We have a small grocery store, hardware store, you know the drill. I was done getting groceries and hopped in my car to head home. As I pulled up to the end of the driveway of the store, blinker on to get onto the main road, I see a big white lifted Chevy pickup driving toward me that I need to wait for. I watch it as it drives closer to me, remarking to myself that it looks so similar to my husband's, just older and rusted around the edges. It even has the same black emblem and large iron cross bumper. As the truck goes past me, my jaw nearly fell open. Staring at me intently was a man almost identical to my husband, but with a longer graying beard and gray hair around the ears. I quickly gathered myself together and pulled out behind the truck and up to the stop sign that followed. He was staring at me, still in his side mirror, glancing away and then staring at me again. He took off like a shot the first chance he got, and I tried to follow to see which direction he took. But a car was coming and I couldn't get out behind him in time. The truck sped off toward my road, but I don't know if he turned in that direction or not. I know that's a little crazy, but I couldn't help feeling the total connection I feel with my husband when I saw his reflection in that side mirror staring at me. It gives me goosebumps to think about it because it was like he knew that I was me and I was the wrong age and that he needed to get out of there before I could follow. I got home and my husband was there working in his wood shop. I told him about it and he chuckled and asked if he looked hot when he was old. I mean, he did, if it was really him. ETA. Since everyone keeps speculating over the fact that I didn't write down the dang license plate number, A, I was shocked. B, I wasn't paying that close attention as the truck was coming at me that I was looking at the plate number. Yes, I could tell there was a color difference between the almost black hair on his head and the lighter gray around the ears. I'm not blind. As for seeing the license plates, I said in another comment that yes, they were my state plates. But honestly, I don't even know what my husband's plates are. I only know mine because it's a repetitive number pattern. Yes, this happened, and I wouldn't have posted a lie because honestly, I'm a little scared of being vilified by a bunch of strangers on the internet, and I'm an honest person. Was it a glitch? Maybe. I thought that's what this sub was about. Sheesh. Also, thank you to the kind strangers for giving me my first awards and over 1,000 upvotes. This is my most liked post ever, so that's pretty exciting. Shirt glitch. Posted by Mad Guts. Back in 2012, I went to a Belgian event called FAX. Back then it was a very small sort of Comic-Con. Assassin's Creed 3 was about to be released and it was being advertised on a small Ubisoft stage. They were about to throw free stuff into the crowd when we joined in. We were in the back, so I thought I had no chance of catching anything, but somehow my best friend caught a t-shirt. She disliked AC, so she gave it to me. I was really excited and put it on immediately since it was exactly my size. I just moved and decided to get rid of some of my old nerd shirts while I was unpacking. I've moved about 5 times since 2012 and have always taken the opportunity to check everything and throw stuff away. While unpacking, I bump into this shirt and throw it on the pile I'd get rid of. Going through the rest of my shirts, I suddenly take out the shirt again. Well, I get confused, so I check the pile and it's still there. I suddenly have 2 of these? There's just no way. I would have remembered this after being so excited about the one my friend caught. It's not something I'd forget I have. I don't like to admit it, but I'm a little materialistic. I always remember what is mine and what I have. I don't ever buy the same piece of clothing twice. I also wouldn't buy a shirt of a game I eventually didn't like. It can't be from my previous roommates since they all have bigger sizes than me. My friends say I must have bought another one without knowing it, or that I probably didn't notice I got 2 of them. I don't like the shirt enough to buy it myself, and I don't get how I wouldn't have noticed in 8 years, and after packing and unpacking so many times. I swear on my life, I didn't have 2 of these. It's like it got duplicated. I woke up with a porn star name in my mind. Turns out she died that night. Posted by Irresistible Republic. First of all, sorry for my English. It's not something that huge considering the stories here. But I wanted to share the experience I've had in 2016. I was pretty enthusiastic about porn during 2014 to 2015 period. I wasn't masturbating that much. I was just watching preparations, documentaries and stuff. 2016 was college preparation year for me, and I was pretty focused on my studies. One day, I woke up around 6 a.m. with the name Amber Rain in my mind. I wanted to check what she's up to. Turns out she OD'd while I'm asleep. I still can't find any explanation to this. There was nothing that would remind her to me before her death. Since it's not that creepy, I usually laugh it off, but I thought you guys would like to hear and maybe share opinions about it. Husband Glitch, posted by Anonymous Redditor. Just the other day, while my family and I were getting ready to leave the house, and I was the last one inside, I heard and sensed my husband come back into the house, and I asked him, "Hey, did you close the windows?" And he said, "No, I'll go do that." So I left the house, and the door opened since he was still in the house, and got in the car. Only, my husband was in the driver's seat. I said, "What? Weren't you just closing the windows?" And he said, "No, I'll go do that." He swears up and down he never went back into the house or spoke to me. The weird thing is, when he did go in, all the windows were closed. Thoughts? Time Traveling Salmon, posted by Dragon Cat 99. Okay. I know the title sounds like some terrible punchline, but hear me out. A while back, I opened the fridge and saw a container of salmon. It was just a little bit of salmon smashed into the corner of a huge container. I had looked in the fridge earlier and hadn't seen it despite its size. I opened it and it smelled rancid, so I threw it out. This was really weird for a few reasons. Our family rarely eats seafood, and whenever we do, it's a big deal. We'll get the fish fresh caught from somewhere fancy like Whole Foods and have it for a sit-down dinner. That hadn't happened for a long time though. My brother might have gotten canned or frozen salmon to eat, but he wouldn't have put it away. And if Mom put it away, it wouldn't be in such an oversized container. Not to mention the fact that the salmon had clearly been in there a long time, despite only appearing that day. I mentioned all of this to my mom, but she just shrugged it off. Fast forward a week or so. Mom goes into town and buys us salmon for dinner. We eat it, but have a ton left over. Mom gets out our big container, the same one I had found the old salmon in. The container is just about the right size for this amount of leftovers. It sits in the fridge for a week, and we chip away at it until there's just a little left, smashed in the corner. I noticed the similarities and pointed out to my mom, but she just laughed and thought I was crazy. The salmon sits there several more days. It's in that state where no one's sure if it's good anymore, but they're scared to open it and smell it, and everyone's sick of salmon. But no one wants to throw it out in case it's still good and someone still wants it. You know how that goes. One day the salmon disappeared. I expected the container to be in the dirty dishes but couldn't find it. It hadn't been put away either. I asked my mom about it, and she says she didn't throw it out. Me and my mom are the only ones who would have thrown it out, and neither of us remember doing so. The container is still missing. Ambulance, police, siren started off far away. Ended in my room. Posted by Shaughnessy. As I write this, my eyes are watering. Much like they do when you remember something very unique or scary or emotional that happens in your life. I was sitting in my room watching a recording of a Chicago Bulls game when I hear a siren in the distance. It's about 1 a.m. It sounded like a police car or ambulance. I don't think much of it, but it begins to get closer and closer. I peek out my window and see nothing. Still hear it though. A couple seconds later, it's literally right next to my window. I mean, I can hear it clear as day. I'm almost scared to look outside because I can feel the presence of something outside my window. I wasn't under the influence of anything, and I'm a pretty logical guy. Anyways, I look out my window and see nothing. I still hear it. I live in a flat, suburban neighborhood. No mountains or hills or big buildings to echo sounds. I think I'm hearing things and trying to explain it away, when the sound jumps from outside to inside my room. I don't know how else to explain it. The sound ran for another couple seconds and disappears. I immediately look out my window again and see nothing. It was not a toy. It was not a recording. It sounded like every siren I've ever heard, starting from a distance and slowly getting louder upon approach. The outside of my room is fenced in, so I would have heard someone jump my fence if they were playing a prank on me. The whole time, I had an uneasy feeling. And when the sound was in my room, I got the body chills. I'll never rule out the logical. But I went outside immediately after looking out my window and saw nothing. Quiet neighborhood like always. I didn't hear a car drive away, see any lights whatsoever, or hear anyone. Weird small glitch. Posted by Leonard Raff. First of all, hey, compared to all this glitches here, mine is really nothing. Well, I'm a hobby artist, and today I started painting my canvas blue and yellow. Important here. 3/4 of the canvas was blue, and 1/4 was yellow. The canvas lays on my table and can't move, therefore. So when I turned around to switch off the music, the colors switched. The canvas was now 3/4 yellow and 1/4 blue. I don't know, but this keeps me freaking out. I am 100% sure it was 3/4 blue and not yellow. And the colors can't move around the canvas in like 10 seconds. It's like I entered a different universe where I painted the canvas the opposite. I actually can't understand this.